Welcome to JuanderTrivias.ph. Hey guys! Ikaw ba ay isang engineer or architect who aims some boost in your career? Or ikaw ba ay isang high school graduate with high interest and experience in plumbing? Gusto mo ba ng extra income? Or gusto mo lang magkaroon ng additional valid ID? Well, whatever your reason or motivation is, I would highly suggest for you to take the Master Plumber Licensure examination. Dahil kung magiging isang registered Master Plumber ka, hindi ka na magkakaroon ng another valid ID. Madadagdagan pa ang iyong credentials na mailalagay mo sa iyong resume at maaari pang madugtungan ang pangalan mo ng RMP sa dulo. O ha? Astig, di ba? At higit sa lahat, pwede ka pa magkaroon ng extra income that you will get from signing plumbing drawings and plans. With that, if qualified ka naman, why not take the opportunity at maging isang dalubhasa or punong tubero? So, ano nga ba ang mga qualifications for you to take the Master Plumber exam? For those graduates of BS Architecture, Civil Engineering, Mechanical Engineering, Chemical Engineering, and Mining Engineering, pwede kang mag-take agad ng exam even without experience. However, for other engineering courses like electrical engineering, you need to have 5 years of relevant experience before you can take the exam. At para naman sa mga non-degree holders or high school graduates, you also need to have 5 years of plumbing experience. And then, kailangan mong mag-submit ng notarized Certificate of Experience signed by a registered Master Plumber whose date of registration is prior to the date of employment. And that's it! If sa tingin mo, pasok ka sa mga nasabing qualifications, ano pang hinihintay mo? Take now the Master Plumber exam! Moving on, heto naman ang mga requirements. Una, ito ay ang iyong birth certificate. Pangalawa, ay ang iyong high school diploma or transcript of records with scanned picture and my remarks for board examination purposes. Para naman sa mga married female applicants, kailangan mag-provide ng PSA marriage contract. And then, for those who are required to have experience, mag-submit ng Certificate of Experience gaya ng nasabi kanina. And lastly, ay maghanda ng 600 pesos na pambayad para sa PRC office upon registration. If ever you wonder kung kailan ginaganap ang Master Plumber exam, well, according to PRC, the exam is usually scheduled on the months of February and July. And now, finally, let me share to you some useful tips kung paano ko naipasa ang exam. By the way, I am a licensed mechanical engineer who luckily became one of the top-notchers during my time. And on the year 2019, I took the Master Plumber exam, passed, and became a registered Master Plumber. So, ang mga isi-share ko sa inyong mga tips ay base lamang sa mga na-experience ko, mga lessons that I have learned because of my lapses, and yung mga strategies ko on taking examinations. To start, there are actually 2 major tips I would like you to know and consider for taking the Master Plumber exam. First, you should own a copy of these 2 books. Una ay ang RNP-CP book or the Revised National Plumbing Code of the Philippines. And pangalawa ay ang Plumbing Design and Estimate book by Max Fajardo. Yes, you heard it right. I highly recommend for you to have a copy of the said 2 books. May it be a soft copy or a hard copy, ang importante ay may kopya ka nito at may nababasa ka dahil napaka-importante ng mga ito. Disclaimer lang, I am not saying na ito lang ang kailangan mo para pumasa. because it is very commendable for you na marami kang references dahil dapat maging resourceful tayo. What I am just saying is that you should have at least these 2 books to kickstart your review journey, since, for sure, these will help a lot. And with that, this would lead me to my second tip, which is to master the basics. You should master the basic and fundamental concepts about plumbing gamit ang 2 libro na ito. I suggest na dapat mabasa mo at least 4 times yung mga aklat na ito para mas maintindihan at mas ma-familiarize mo yung mga standards, definition of terms, and design considerations. The more times you read it, the better. Just like me, I have read it more than 4 times. Ngayon naman ay aking i-discuss yung mga subjects that are included in the exam at yung mga topics na kailangan mo bigyan ng focus or emphasis. Ang Master Plumber Licensure examination nga pala is a 2-day exam which is comprised of 4 subjects such as the following: Plumbing Arithmetic, Plumbing Code, Sanitation, Plumbing Design and Installation, and Practical Problems. Ang Plumbing Arithmetic is composed of 100 questions na kailangan mo masagutan only within 2 hours. 10% of your total percentage score ay manggagaling dito. Mapapansin nyo na medyo maiksi lang yung allotted time para sa subject na ito. Pero, in my experience, kasya lang naman ang oras basta prepared ka at nakafocus. About 50% ng mga tanong ay solving or calculations, and the other 50% ay more on terms and concept-related questions. Ang mga subjects na scope nito ay ang algebra, geometry, trigonometry, financial arithmetic, and physics. For engineers and architects, though hindi naman lahat sa atin ay magaling sa math, but I could say na meron na tayong idea kung ano yung mga topics dyan. Marami sa mga gustong mag-take ng exam ay hindi na fresh graduates at slightly nakalimutan na ang mga napag-aralan ng college. Kung kaya't, kailangan pa rin talaga mag-review para ma-refresh at ma-practice natin ulit yung mga calculator techniques and shortcuts. Para naman po sa mga high school graduates, huwag po tayong matakot at panghinaan ng loob. Mag-practice lang po tayo sa pagsosolve, magpaturo, at magtanong sa mga nakakaalam. Basic questions lang naman ang mga tanong. Practice solving lang at siguradong masasagutan din naman. Para sa lahat, huwag niyo akong gayahin na medyo naging complacent. At dahil doon, ay marami akong na-overlooked just like the definition of terms na sobrang importante. I even forgot the difference of radical, radix, and radicand. Pati kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng commutative, associative, or reflexive properties. So, the bottom line is, dapat i-review yung mga basic mathematical terms. For plumbing code naman, it also has 100 questions na kailangan sagutan for 2 hours. Similarly, 10% of your total percentage score ay magagaling din dito. Yung mga tanong in this subject ay based from the RNPCP book. That's why, it is very important na makabisado mo yung book na ito considering na yung ibang questions of the other 2 subjects such as sanitation, plumbing, design, and installation, and practical problems ay nanggaling din dito. Gaya ng nasabi ko kanina, you should read this book at least 4 times. Share ko lang yung strategy ko for this. Huwag muna kayo magme-memorize on your first and second reading. Basahin lang muna, intindihin, at i-internalize para ma-picture out nyo on a bigger perspective yung concepts of plumbing. On your third reading, you start using a highlighter para ma-highlight mo yung mga important terms and phrases. And on your fourth reading, that's the time na mag-memorize ka na at mas madali na yun for you since familiarized ka na. Mapapansin nyo along the way na ang daming tables sa RNPCP book. During the exam, some tables are given, but some are not. I would suggest na if kaya nyong kabisaduhin, it would be better. Pero, if hindi naman, at least familiarize those important standards na commonly lumalabas tulad ng water closet to number of people ratio and faucet to number of people ratio. Mapapansin nyo din naman yung mga usual problems na lumalabas sa exam while you do your practice solving. Para naman sa subject na sanitation, plumbing design and installation, it has 100 questions as well that must be answered in 6 hours. And this will contribute 40% of your total percentage score. As I have said, marami sa mga questions dito ay also based from the RNPCP book. And then, kasama rin dito yung mga laws and republic acts about water, about contamination and pollution, water quality, and waterborne diseases. Basta, more about related terms and concepts regarding the application of sanitation in plumbing. There are unfamiliar terms and situational problems akong na-encountered during the exam, so I suggest for you to read on topics about water and sanitation. And the last subject is the practical problems, and this one is the most difficult among others. Still, it has 100 questions na pwede mong sagutan within the 6 hours allotted time, and it completes the remaining 40% of your total percentage score. Ang mga questions dito ay mga situational at literal na for practical applications. May big advantage yung mga exam takers na with plumbing experience na. But, if you are just like me who took the exam without significant plumbing experience, I highly suggest for you to double time your preparation for this subject. Kailangan mong pag-aralan ang napakaraming drawings and diagrams. Una na dyan ay yung mga tools and equipment na related sa plumbing. Types of wrenches, types of hammers, pliers, cutters, saw, shovels, etc. Basta, yung mga different types or sizes of those tools, dapat malaman mo. Include mo na din yung identifying the types and parts of water closet and flushometer, various types of hangers and pipe fittings. For diagrams naman, you should learn how to identify the parts of a sewerage system, types of piping lines in plumbing, and of course, parts of a septic tank. Marami ding mga design standards from RNPCP book na tinatanong dito. So, ayun na nga. Moving forward, ano nga ba ang passing score para sa exam? In every subject, kailangan mong makakuha ng at least 50% score and must have a weighted average of 70%. Looking back sa trend ng examination, kakaunti lang ang mga pumapasa. During my time, about 30% lang nga. So masasabi mong, this exam is very challenging talaga, yet very rewarding naman. Basta, maging determinado at disiplinado lang and always find time to review and read dahil yun ang key para maging successful ka sa exam na ito. If you say na busy ka, well, I could totally relate dahil nagwo-work din ako when I took the exam. And that, I would suggest that before you start your review, ay gumawa ka ng yung schedule and train yourself to strictly follow yung review schedule mo. If you can afford to enroll in a review center, it is good. Pero, if hindi naman, it is okay. I know many RMPs na nag-self-review lang and it is still effective. Depende na lang yon sa attitude and grit mo towards your goal. Lastly, I encourage you to join the Facebook groups about Master Plumber. Doon pa lang, solve na kayo sa sobrang dami ng files na pwede nyong makuha at pag-aralan doon. So, that's it! Those are the things that I would like to share in my RMP exam experience and sana nakapagbigay ito ng tulong at inspirasyon para doon sa mga aspiring Master Plumbers. If you would like to have my compilation of files and reviewers, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel JuanderTrivias.ph, and drop your email address in the comment section below so I can send it to you. Adios!